Hi everyone, it's Ayush here and welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to share today's video, which is on the topic of 5 most important JavaScript concepts that you must know if you're working in JavaScript. So without wasting any time, let us dive into the video. Starting with the first tip, I want to share about console.table. So there is a quite difference between console.log as well as console.table. So how you can use that? First of all, you need to make one index.html file and then give the basic boilerplate and then add your script file. Like in this case, I'm having a script file index.js, so I'll just connect it by using the script tag with the src attribute. After your basic web page design is done, you can simply go to your scripting file. And now let me just tell you the basic difference between the console.log and the console.table. Suppose I'm just logging out some data into the console by using the console.log. Console.log true will present the value true inside the console. So if I save this, and you can see that my server is already started. So I'm in my web page. Now what you can do, simply inspect and go to the console. Now here you can see no messages are being messages are being there. So if I just save it again, okay, let me just restart my server so that I can just view up whatever is there. So I'm going to go to my this web page, and now you can see that 2 is in the console. So this is how you can use the console.log. Now in case if you're having a kind of big data that you want to just present in the console, like let arr equal to and kind of object that is going to contain some keys as well as the specific values. So I'm having one key name Ayush and then age 12, or you can say yeah 12. Now you can see this is the kind of array which is containing keys and their specific values. Now if I want to just present this array inside the console, then it will give me a kind of irregular representation. Like if I just say here console.log arr, and I will just save this, go back to my console. Now you can see it is giving me the data. It's not like it's not giving me the data, but suppose if in case the data is a lot big, then you will not be able to see each and every kind of property inside the data, each and every kind of keys and values. So a better way for presenting your data inside the console is console.table. So here's my console.log. So I will just do nothing to it. I will just simply make one console.table function here, and I'm going to pass some value to that. So console.table arr is going to just make a kind of table which is going to contain the respective values as well as the keys. So I will just save this. I will go back to my console. Now you can see that we are having a kind of table which is containing this, like a kind of keys as well as the respective values. So this is the meaning of console.table. Moving on to the second one is args. So in Node.js, you are having a kind of property that is known as args, which is for taking multiple parameters. So what do I mean by that? Like suppose if you want to make a kind of function which is going to return the sum of all the numbers that you are going to give in the parameters. So it's not decided that how many numbers the user is going to give. He can give a lot of numbers as well. So to perform a kind of arithmetic operation on all of the items given to you in the parameters, we use args because the number of parameters given to us is not decided. So args is simply a kind of collection of all the parameters. So how you can use that? You can simply write here function, and then let's say we are making a sum function which is going to take args. Now a very important thing about args is when you are writing the args keyword in the parameter section, then you need to write here dot dot dot, means 3 times dot, and then you need to write here args. After that you will just start your function, and to just access to all the values inside that inside the parameters, you can use that args. To just take a look after what is being stored inside the args, you can simply say console.log args inside that function. I'll just save this code. I'll say here sum 1 comma 2 comma 3. I'm going to save that, and let's go to the console. Let's say here node index.js. Now you can see it's giving me a kind of array which is containing the values 1, 2, 3 respectively. Now if I want to just return the sum of all these values, how you can do that? For doing that, let us say let sum. So we are just initializing the sum at a certain 0. And why not 1? Because if you are adding something to 1, it's not exactly equal to the sum. It's like 1 more than the sum. So we are taking it to be 0, means nothing. After that we are going to say args dot for each, and we are going to take the for each loop with the e parameter. Sum equal to sum plus e. And at last, after summing up all the values, we are going to just simply say return sum. That's it. Let's go there and say console.log sum. Let's go here and say node index.js. Now you can see the sum is there 6. So this is a way you can just take a multiple parameters. If I want, I can give more than 3 as well. If I give 4 here and go back to my terminal and say node index.js, it will give me 10. So this is the meaning of moving on to the third topic, that is about different kind of operators in JavaScript. The first and the most basic is the plus. It's for addition. So let's say addition. After that, we are having the minus, which is for subtraction. Then we are having a multiplication or asterisk sign, which is shift plus 8, which is for multiplication. And then there is a division, or you can say backslash, which is for division. Now these are the most basic operators, but you can even perform higher calculations by using such kind of operation. Like if you want to take one number to the power of another number, then you can simply use this operator double asterisk for, like, you can say 1 power to the power of another. Like for example, you know very well that 8 is equal to 2 to the power of 3, but we cannot write 2 to the power of 3 in this way in programming. We need to write here 2 double asterisk signs 3 2. It means that we are taking 3 as a power of, which is going to result in 8. So this is the double asterisk signs. Then there is a kind of operator which is known as a kind of modulus. So what if I ask you that when you just divide 3 by 2, what is the kind of remainder? You will get 1 as a remainder, because 3 is not exactly divisible by 2, so it will just give a kind of remainder as 1. So 3 divided by 2 is exactly 1.5 as a question, but if I ask you that what is going to be the remainder, it's going to be 1. So how we are going to write that? For getting a remainder when one number is divided by another number, we used to use the modulus sign. So this is going to return 1. So this is known as a modulus sign. And what do we call it? Modulus sign. Then there is like logical operators. So what are logical operators? Like equal to, not equal to. In programming, equal to means you are assigning a kind of value to a specific variable. In programming, if you want to just state a comparison between two values that are the equal or not, we are going to use double equal to sign for equal to. And suppose if you want to state if one value is smaller or lesser, so for the smaller sign we use the left angular bracket. For the greater sign we used to use the right angular bracket. So this is for greater and this is for lesser. No, sorry, this is for lesser and this is for greater. And in most of the programming languages, not exactly in JavaScript, but in many languages, you'll find that not equal to means something which is not equal to each other is stated as like a left as well as a right angular bracket. So that is there in other programming languages, but in JavaScript it's like exclamation sign, like shift plus 1 exclamation sign equal to. So when you say exclamation sign equal to, it means that the one value is not equal to the another value. If you give one more equal to sign, that's the same thing, but one more difference is there. In between equal to and triple equal to, there is a little bit difference. Equal to sign is for like normal equalities, but double triple equal to is for strict equalities. Means if like you say 2 is equal to the in double quotes you write 2, it's going to give it true. But if you say 2 equal to in double quotes, in triple equal to, and then in double quotes you give 2, then it's going to just compare the type of values that you are giving. Like you are giving here 2, which is a kind of number, but in double quotes if you write 2, it's a kind of string. So it will say number is not equal to string, that's why it's going to return false. So these are the logistic as well as the operational operators in JavaScript as well as in other languages also, it's the same. Coming on to the execution of your code, it is a little bit, I'll just suggest that you may not use this node index.js again and again, because whenever you want to just run your code, it is required that you need to write here the node index.js again and again, means the node and the file name. So to prevent this repetition of your this task and to save your time, what we are having a kind of package which is known as nodemon. So you need to write here npm I nodemon. When you say so, it will just install a kind of package which is known as nodemon. Now after the nodemon is installed, what let me just show you. So what will happen is I don't need to write the node index.js again and again. Only one single time I will write, and it's going to execute it again and again whenever I just save my file. So if I say here console.log2 and then go to my terminal, say here node mon index.js, it's going to just start a kind of repetitive execution of your code. So if I just go back to my code and we just change the value here from 2 to 3, I'll just save this code and you will see that it will automatically execute itself and give me the output. I can see 3 is there. So this is the meaning of, this is the use of node mon. Coming on to the last topic, but not the least, is the ways of execution of JavaScript. In fact, on client side, you can execute JavaScript three different types, but in Node.js, you will simply write the code inside your JS file and you will simply run it by using any of Node, Nodemon, or anything else. So in client side JS, what happens that you can just execute your code in JavaScript code by making a script tag and write your JavaScript code inside the script tag. And where to write the script tag? It can be either inside this head tag, inside this head tag as well. You can just give a script tag and you can simply execute any kind of JavaScript at this place. So let me just close this one. So console.log2. So I'm just making a kind of script tag inside the head tag and I'm just executing some kind of JavaScript here. Now coming onto my web page, you can see if I go to the console, here it is. The 2 is there. It means that the execution of JavaScript is possible inside the head, and you can even execute it inside the body tag, as most other people used to just execute JavaScript inside the body only. When you do so, you will see that in the console there is it. Now you can just connect two files as well. Like if I say script src index.js, you can just connect. This is the third way. So I'll just save this. I'll go back here and I can see console.log freeze there. Let me just change it to 2. Let me just save this. And now you can see in my console 2 is there. So these are the three ways of running JavaScript into your DOM, but it's prescribed that you must run your JavaScript code either by using a pipe or in the body tag at the end of your content. Because you know what, when you are just selecting any kind of element by using your classes and IDs, then it's very much required that your DOM, or you can say your document, is completely loaded inside the web page. Then only if you execute any kind of JavaScript, it will just work fine. Otherwise, the JS files will just load first and then the document is going to be loaded. That's going to make your website a lot slow and some you can say user interface problems. So yeah, that's all for today's video. Meet you in the next video. Till then, see you.